Colorado. It's time for Toy Tuesday. We've already got some on here. Lee's on with us. Bill's on with us. Glad you guys are here and ready to go and ready to check out some cool stuff. Obviously been kind of a been crazy for me, obviously, trying to get cars shipped now. Last week was nuts. Trying to get everything ready for the F&E Collector Auto Auction. And now we got to ship a bunch of cars out. Bill says don't forget to hit the like button. Thanks, Bill. I appreciate the support there. And just shipping cars, plus trying to get caught up with the parts that didn't get shipped last week and getting guys called back on stuff on the Nobody Else's Auto end. So it's been busy to say the least, but it is Tuesday night. It is time for Toy Tuesday. Did not want to miss you tonight. Tonight we're going to check out some more cool promos and a killer Mobil sign that I picked up a few weeks ago. This all came from a guy I know who, like I've told you before, he goes out and does a lot of digging, a lot of picking, and when he finds car stuff, fortunately for me, he calls me, so which is great. Sometimes he ends up with some parts, sometimes he ends up with some toys, sometimes he ends up with some signs. You never know. So I definitely always go check it out when he tells me to swing by. So what we're going to check out tonight, some more of the promos. I bought a big box of promos from him last time. We caught the 1960 Fords last week. Tonight we're going to catch some 61 and 62 Fords, as well as an awesome Mobil sign that's right around 100 years old. So that being said, let's get started. Let your friends know that we're on. If they want to jump on and they like toys and memorabilia, they can come sure hang out with us as well. So be sure to tell them that we are live and ready to go. And like Bill said, hit the like button if we could. L's on with us and NC, glad you made it. So let's flip this thing around and start checking out some promo models. The answer is not the Notre Dame football coach, number one. Jim's on with us. Glad you're here. Here we've got the class of 61 and 62 for the Ford Motor Company in promo models. Like I said last week was all 1960. This week we're going to mix it up a little bit. We've got a Falcon Ranchero 1961 model. Moving forward from the 1960 models that we looked at last week. A little bit of dirt and crust on this one. But overall, this thing is pretty nice. Doug's on with us. Glad you're here, Doug. Flip this thing around, take a look at the back. Bumpers, lights, it's all still there. A little bit of discoloration, but overall, this is a pretty nice promo. And I don't think I've got any Falcon Rancheros. Got some early 60s Falcon promos, but I do believe this is my first Falcon Ranchero promo. It was friction, had the friction drive here in the front. We can see that mechanism right there. So, kind of a cool piece. I was actually kind of excited about that one. Moving on to the next one. Oh, actually, this one's a 63. We better skip that till we do the other ones. Cameron says he wishes he could find somewhere he's at. So we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. We're going to skip up to 1963 with the Thunderbird. This is also a pretty nice promo. Got the bumpers, the lights there. We see the year on the back of this one. Still has the nose in it as well. Pretty decent promo. Definitely not seeing the warpage on these like we saw on the 60s last week. And I don't know if 1960 was one of the worst ones or what, but I know the 1960 Pontiacs, which we've looked at a few of those on here as well, are also prone to warpage, just like the 60 Fords. And our friend Bill may be able to enlighten us a little bit on that. Bill, our resident promo expert, usually on here with us, if right around 1960 there were more warpage issues than a few years newer. But this Thunderbird is a nice-looking car, kind of a desert rose color. Once again, all intact, has all the specifications on the bottom of it, just like some of these promos did, because these were called promos for a reason. They were to promote the car. You know, the new features for the 1963 Thunderbird, if I can keep a hold of it here, that they had highlighted on the bottom just to make sure people didn't forget about them. So, moving on to the next one, we're going to back up to 1962 to a Galaxy two-door hardtop. Bill says they did switch to a different plastic, so apparently 1960 was a bad year for warpage in these, because these things here look pretty straight, these 61s, 2s, and 3s. This is a nice promo. I like the bright red color. You know, the Galaxy 500 two-door hardtop, it does have the Ford fender badges on it. I can't quite make out if this one has the engine size in it or not. It's pretty tough to see, but I bet it's supposed to say 406. Randy's on from Ohio. Glad you're here. Doug, yes, those are all plastic. We did 1960 Fords last week. We saw a lot of warpage in those. We've done some 1960 Pontiacs in the past. We saw a lot of warpage in those as well. And that's what Bill said. They did make some changes in the plastic. after that year because of a lot of the issues. Nice grill and front bumper on this one. Fender ornament still here. Cameron, cereal box cars do not count as promos, do they? No. The promo models like these are dealership giveaways. These all came through dealerships. That's why they're called promo cars. They were promotional models, literally toys of the cars that were on the showroom floor to hopefully give the kids, to hopefully get their parents to buy a new car. Are you insinuating someone in the U.S. auto industry uses inferior products and plastics even in promos? Well, you got to remember in 1960, plastics was still a pretty new medium to work with. So it, there was a lot of changes that were made. Plastics were really just starting to come into their own. So there was a lot of things that they were working on at that point. BW's Garage is here. We'll take a look at the back of this 62 once again. Nice shape, lights, bumper, it's all there. I really like this 62 Galaxy. The two-door hardtop with the Ford badge on the front fender. I'm sure that's supposed to say 406. So 62 Galaxy, never seen it in red. Probably the second or third harder to find, says LNNC. Doug, were they made by toy companies for the dealers? Yes, they were. Like Bill and I talked about the other day. Jimmy's on with us. Glad you made it. Talked to Bill the other day a little bit about it. Johan and AMT were pretty much the only two promo manufacturers, is what Bill told me the other day, and that does sound right to me too. These were model companies that made them for the manufacturers. So definitely like the 62 Galaxy hardtop in red. Good looking promo. One more promo we're going to look at tonight. Doug, don't know much about them. It's interesting. Yep, that's why we do this, Doug. That's the whole point of this show. Randy, when my aunt bought a 67 T-Bird, he got the promo of it, and he still got it. That's right. Loch Ness Fox is on with us. We're checking out promo models is what we're doing today, Loch Ness. So hang in there with us. We got another one we're going to check out. Once again, one of my favorite things, station wagons. This is a light green. Cameron, in Canada, they are much more scarce. He's only seen a promo once. Number one is 1960s plastics were still high school chemistry class. Yeah, to a certain extent they were. So, Bill says the 62 wagon was a Hubley promo. Mick's on with us. Glad you're here. But no, Cameron, that's why we do Toy Tuesday. That's why we do Sunday Night Live Chat. That's the whole purpose. We all learn something. So, let's take a look at this 62 country sedan. 61 country sedan. Excuse me. There's my other 61. Didn't look at the nose in this one. BW's Garage is here. Yeah, we caught that just a second ago. But as always, love wagons, love promo wagons, just love wagons, period. Jess is here. So there's the back of the 61 country sedan wagon. Cool looking promo. Light green to actually matches the Falcon Ranchero we had. Once again, here we go, Cameron. Here's another one with some information on the bottom of them. That once again, that's why it's a promotional model. Talks about, and there's their Hubley right there, just like Bill said. Didn't even have to show it, and Bill called that one authentic scale model by Hubley. Dan from Defiance is here. Glad you made it. Talks about the frame, talks about different features of the car. All the way back here on the back, it talks about the features. Loch Ness Fox did a 62 Sunliner 25 years ago, so that 62 Galaxy hardtop probably looks pretty familiar to you. So, but there again, Cameron, that's what it talks about as far as promotional model. They called promotional models because that's exactly what they were. So we got come back here. My little friction Falcon Ranchero tried to run away from me. So there's the 61s, both in light green. 62 Galaxy, 63 Thunderbirds. So, but like I said, that's the whole purpose. We all learn on here. We got our resident expert on promos, Bill, with us. He keeps us in line on some of this promo stuff because there's not everything that I know. So, number one, can you review what they were for, where they were used, and who got them? If you ordered a car, did you get one in the color scheme? That was strictly up to the dealer. The dealers had to buy these. They didn't just get 10 cases of them to give away. The dealers had to buy them. A lot of times if they had a parent that was really, really interested in the car, they might give one to a kid. Sometimes they were available for purchase. But, these were available to dealerships, but it wasn't like they were just given hundreds of them to hand out. And, Cameron, dealers in Canada are stingy. So, they were used for various things. They may have been given to kids when their parents were interested. They were available. A lot of times they were available for purchase. And a lot of times if they did buy a new car, they would usually throw one in if that were the case. I've got tons and tons of promos. We do promos on here on a regular basis. We are giving away a batch of promos on Sunday Night Live Chat. If you were not with us on Sunday night, this month's raffle is a pack of promos. You can win 4 of your own promo models if you get in on the raffle this month. $1 a chance. You can PayPal. You can send me a check. That's all on Sunday Night Live Chat. Those details are all on the text for the last Sunday Night Live Chat, just as most dealers are stingy. So yeah, they were literally promotional models, and those were the various things that they could or may not been used for. Do I have any 40 COE cabs for sale? Nothing right now. The only one I've got is the only ones I've got a Chevy and a Ford, but I'm keeping both of those. Jim Petty, in the 70s, I would order boxes of them right from the manufacturers. I believe you were with GM for a while, so I think that's where that's coming from. Jazz Strap, the promos are neat. They warp easily, but really awesome. Bill, they were available through the dealership parts department at the dealership. So, but like I said, I've got tons of them. I love them. I'm a huge fan of them. Have always loved promos. I remember when I was a kid, you'd get so excited when I found an actual promo. Obviously today we can get on the internet and you can pretty much order anything you want. You can go on eBay, look at promo models. There's websites for promo models. When I was a kid, back in the 80s, early 90s, armchair mechanics, bummer, but they're cool. Yeah, they are cool. I remember I get so jacked when you'd find one. You maybe find one in a box at an auction or, find one at a swap meet. But, man, I knew it was a huge rush when I'd actually stumble across a real promo model. So, number one, so they're a beginner-friendly collector's item. Are they plentiful and budget-friendly? Some of them are, some of them are not. Some promos are still very, very valuable. Obviously rare, just like anything else. Everything we check out on Toy Tuesday, rarity and condition. Some of them have a broken A-pillar, which doesn't really affect the display, but it affects the value. So things like that are stuff to look at. Missing trim, missing ornaments, things like that, that all affects the value. And popularity of the particular model of car affects the value. Jess is going to a swap meet on Sunday. She's going to be scouting for promos. So, Doug, what would be a rare one? Just like anything else, there's various ones. I know a lot of the 60s Corvette ones, the mid-year Corvette ones are fairly rare and fairly valuable. D-Man just got in on the next raffle, so he's going to try to win him some promos. That's great. Jim, some of the guys I worked with collected them too, so MPC would sell them to anyone. Yeah. That's right. John brought up a good point, and I have not talked to Kenny. I keep meaning to call him, and I keep forgetting to. Swap meet in Arc City this weekend at Mid-America Dragway. Thanks for that. I completely spaced that off. Jess is looking for a Nash promo, shockingly. So that's the thing about promo models. Today they're easier to find, especially a lot of the more generic ones. Ford Falcons, they were a common car. They were a common family car. They were a common promo because of that. So that's the type of stuff that, some of those, and most nice promos, if they're in good shape, a base promo, 40, 50, 60 bucks, there's a lot of promos in the several $100 range, but a lot of times you can buy decent, nice promos for 50, 60, or 100 bucks maybe. There's one on, Jess says there's one on eBay for like 300. So yeah, like I said, it all depends on condition and value. Number one, so would they have a 60s base model Bel Air and a loaded Caprice with trim? That varied every year as to what models they featured and what the manufacturers wanted. Dan, garage and yard sales around here, but they try to retire on them. And that's the thing. Promos actually are one of those things that the internet affected the value, not necessarily in a positive way, because they became much more common than a lot of people realize, especially the more common promos. Number one, AMC promos are hen's teeth. I've got some AMC promos. I've got in fact, I've got a Pacer X in the office right now, a beautiful Pacer X promo. So Bill is that's right. Bill is at Hershey this week. Hershey is happening too. Never been to that one, but I know that's a mega swap meet. But that's what you look for. And if you do want to start a promo collection, you can do it without breaking the bank. Carrie, just went to a swap meet last week and a dealer had a bunch in the box that were 50 to 200 bucks. Perfect. Exactly what we were talking about. What is the sign, Doug, what is the sign behind your left shoulder? What does it say? Oh, The neon up there, I assume that's what we're talking about, is Cafe, yes. That is a Cafe neon that I have not had restored yet. Great piece, awesome patina can. Need to get the neon repaired on it. But yeah, it's a great piece. LNNC has some Mopar promos too, so that which are cool pieces. But yeah, that's right, Doug. That Cafe Neon is a great piece. I just got to get something done with it one of these days. But that's kind of the deal with promo models. Number one, are the only U.S. cars or cars sold in the U.S. or does VW and Fiat have some? Don't know. Don't recall seeing a lot of foreign ones, but I've never looked for foreign ones either. So I can't give you a definitive answer on that because even if I had seen some, I probably wouldn't have pursued them because I don't know much about them. But I do know I'm a huge fan of them, always have been. Like I said, I know when I was younger, when you stumble onto one at a swap meet or an auction, it was always exciting to find a real promo. Kerry says he thought the muscle car promos were all over 100. And there again, you've got demand. The muscle car promos have a higher demand, therefore a higher value. So yeah, I'm sure he was asking more for all of those. So, but there again, like you said, a lot of them were in the $50 to $100 range. So you don't have to go break the bank to go out and start getting some promos. Or somebody's going to win 4 of them at the end of October. So that's something else to keep in mind if you want to get in on the raffle. We've got a pack of promos we're going to be giving away, so be sure to be with us on Sunday night and check those out and get into this month's raffle. So got even more promos. I think there was literally 16 promos that I bought a couple weeks ago in this box. So we caught some 1960 Fords last week. We caught some 61 to 63 Fords this week. And we've still got more to go. And the rest of them are mostly Fords, but there's a few GMs in there too we're going to catch. Frank's here with us. Glad you made it, Frank. So that being said, there's a little bit of Q&A about what I know about promos, and we've got some great help from some of our viewers on here. Did Yinkos have promos of their day 2 cars? Not that I ever knew of, because these were manufacturer type pieces. Jim says, yes, Volvo did have some promos that could be found in hobby shops. So I don't know if they were found in hobby shops, if maybe they were a Volvo licensed piece or something. I don't know. But like I said, don't really know a lot about that stuff. But that's why we're on here. That's why we've got such a great group. And that's why the participation allows all of us to learn, me included, because I don't have all the answers. So that's what's so great about the group and the fraternity that we're building, both on Toy Tuesday and on Sunday Night Live Chat. That's what makes it awesome. So who wants to see my new sign? Actually, I've got a bunch of new signs because I bought more signs last weekend at my own auction. So BW's Garage, PayPal's asking for last name and app to send the raffle entry. Last name is Ehrlich. Ehrlich is that's how my last name is actually spelled. But Doug's ready for the sign. Like I said, I bought more signs and more stuff last week at my own auction because I can't stay away from the memorabilia. So I ended up buying some stuff there too, and probably overpaid for one big piece, but it's super cool, and there's an awesome story behind that too, and we're going to get to that in a week or two. Jim, I used to buy a lot in the 70s, but sold them all. Dumb idea. So anyway, when I went out and I bought the promos the same day, this guy that I buy some stuff from, he texted me and said, hey, I'm getting ready to leave for Texas. You want to come out and check stuff out? Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to run by, check it out. D-Man, Homestead, Florida has next to no good yard sales for old parts because everything rusts. Yeah, you're down pretty close to the ocean. Anywhere in Florida, you're close to the ocean, so you're going to have salt issues. So, Jess says, I got the cool signs. Well, I did get some cool signs. I've got one big, huge sign that I probably paid too much money for, but there's a great story behind that, and there's a reason why I bought it, and we'll get to that probably here in the next couple of weeks. So I got it because it goes with a car. It has a direct tie to one of my cars, so there's a little bit of a tidbit as to what's coming. So anyway, let's check this mobile sign out. Could not believe this. He texts me, says, hey, come by, check this stuff out. I run by his place, I pull in, and this thing's freaking laying there on the ground. It's all just, I was like, oh my God, holy cow, where'd this thing come from? Let's check it out. There it is. Bill says the Volvos were just available through dealerships only. So this is my new Mobiloil sign. It has some fading, it has some wear, it has some light surface rust. But it's Gargoyle, so it's got to be right at 100 years old. So if I live to be 100 years old, I will probably have some fading and some rust as well. But I could not believe this thing. It was awesome. Jeff says it's beautiful. 10 foot long, so it's big, 2 foot high. So let's take a little closer look at it. Doug likes it too. We'll go over here to the left side of the sign where we've got the gargoyle. The outline of the gargoyle is still very clear. The red is obviously faded, and this surface rust is very light. It hasn't pitted the metal or anything. BW's Garage likes it. Glad you guys dig it, because I was really jacked about it. I couldn't believe this thing was laying there on the friggin' ground when I pulled up to check out what he had found. Classic Ride Society was born and raised in Florida. Slim pickings, but the swap meet at the Daytona Turkey Rod Run is great. I've never been to that one, so don't know much about it. We'll take your word for it. D-Man's Garage, got to pay to play. Yeah, that's kind of what happened here, so, and last weekend. Yes, it is a wooden frame. We'll catch the frame in a minute. Is it really 10 foot, or are you bragging? No, it's actually 10 foot, because I had one of my big trucks out, and it didn't fit in the back of and both my diesels have 8-foot beds, so. Doug's jealous. He doesn't have anything like that yet. I'm jacked about it. Mick says one of a kind. Yeah, so I'm really stoked about this thing. Mobiloil, make the chart your guide. So this probably, they would have had their application charts on what to use. We go over here to this end, and this is early enough that this was a square can on here. There again, make the chart your guide. Has the gargoyle looks pretty good on here. Still has some red. Mobiloil A, heavy medium, and of course the Vacuum Oil Company, New York. So yeah, it's a great piece. It is, like I said, it's 10 foot long, 2 foot high. This is a wooden frame that does appear to be original. We look at the ends. It's got this old, really old tin tacked around it on the corners to hold the corners together. I'm sure that was probably a patch at some point in its life. Now, before I picked this up, the guy that I got it from, since he was getting ready to haul it to Texas in his trailer, he knew it was going to bounce around, he actually reinforced the wood. We can look right here. Like I said, I'm sure this is original wood. We can see how the mounting holes and everything are all mated or matched. And, this thing, it was getting pretty weak and pretty flimsy. He did reinforce the back of this with some new strips to try and hold it together a little better, because that old wood is getting pretty weak. We can kind of see the back of it here, though. No, I'm not going to raffle this one, D-Man. Not going to happen. The back of this is all original. A little bit of dirt, a little bit of grime, single-sided. Now, Bill's on board with the raffle. Everybody is on board with the raffle, but I think this one's going up. LNC hit me with a super chat. That's awesome. Thanks. Appreciate it. Says, I win show and tell again. I don't know about that, but thanks for the super chat. I love it when you guys can, feel it's worth supporting what we're doing here. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it and having a good time, because I have fun doing it. It's a blast. I love it. I do this stuff because I love it, and that's why we're here. And what's great is all of you guys sharing your knowledge to the questions that I don't have the answers for. That's what's so awesome about this, because we all learn that way. So that's my big sign find here. Well, one of them as of late. Need to get this one up. It's going to go over in the other building. Actually, just because I don't have any room left in here for more signs. So it's going to have to go next door, because I don't have anywhere else to put it in this building. But that happens because I buy too many signs. But that's okay, because signs are pretty cool. And I love this thing. Like I said, absolutely shocked. Doug likes it too. Absolutely shocked when I pulled up and that thing was laying on the ground. D-Man does think it's cool. Yeah, it's, like I said, I couldn't believe it. Like I said, it's far from perfect. Classic Ride side. Have you heard of the Texas Mopar Horde auction? No, I have not heard about that one yet, Classic Ride. But what's great about this is even though it has fading, it has surface rust, the graphics are all still there. It's all completely readable, and it's an awesome piece. So BW is in for the raffle. Thanks for jumping in, BW. Doug's got to bail off, but that's all right. You got to see pretty much all of it. Glad you guys dig it. I'm excited. See, if you're married, it's called Mad Money, Boot Money, Secret Money. You get what I'm saying? But that's what I've heard. I just like buying signs. Carrie, is the wood frame original? I do believe it is. This sign had to be mounted some way. This is very thin tin. You know, that's all it is. It's just a thin piece of tin. And with this thing being 10 feet long, it had to have either be mounted flat and solid or have some sort of structure around it. So we'll come up here and we'll take another close-up look at this wood. And it is definitely old. We see the separation here. We see the wear on it. Walk around money. That's what BW's Garage says, is walk around money. But the way this, I mean, this wood is really old. If it's not original to the sign, it is very, very old. Carrie says it's a good find. Yeah, like I said, I was just shocked when I pulled up and this thing was laying there on the ground in front of me. You know, he didn't tell me he had a cool sign or anything. He just said, hey, swing by and check out what I found before I load up and head to Texas. So, yeah, I did, and I was shocked. There was one problem. That's right, Jimmy. It gives it good character. There was one problem. I was getting ready to leave town, and I had to go find more money because I kind of ran out. I had a little extra cash with me because we were getting ready to hit the road for the weekend. Literally was just getting ready to leave town. If he'd have texted me an hour later, I'd already been gone. So I had to go find more money to leave before I left town because it dropped in the bucket money. Maybe for some people, not for me, because he kind of took it all, but it was kind of well worth it. With that, all the promos, dances, rare and nice. Classic Ride Society, 300 cars at the Mopar Horde auction. So should be out tomorrow to get. Okay, so be sure to check out Classic Ride Society. He's going to go get some footage on that Mopar Horde auction that's going to be going on here soon. So anyway, that's what we've got for you tonight. I hope you dig the Mobil sign because I love it. I hope you like the promo models because they're great as well. And like I said, we've got more to come. But this thing was just such a statement piece that I had to buy it. Didn't need it, but it was too cool to not own it. So anyway, Hot Rod Dave likes big signs. Hot Rod Dave, I like big signs and I cannot lie. Good point. And a great line. So Classic Ride side of the auction is on the 13th for the car. So if you're anywhere around and want to go catch the Mopar Horde auction, be sure to check out Classic Ride Society. He's going to get some footage up on it. Number one, sometimes you got to walk away and come back with an offer of less to convince them to take your other offer. Well, and he did work with me a little bit on the price on this. The John Deere that we looked at last week that I got for my sister, I bought them both together. And he did knock a few bucks off when I said I'd take them both. But regardless, it's still, what do you do? I mean, the thing's laying there on the ground. It's in town. I don't have to go anywhere to get it. I don't have to ship it. I don't have to deal with it. I literally just have to, well, drain my pocket. Other than the draining the pocket part, it was really simple. But just had to pull money out and pay him and then go find more money before I left town because I was out. But where do you stumble onto a 100-year-old tin Mobiloil Gargoyle sign literally 5 minutes from the shop? Because he had already found it, brought it in, reinforced the frame on it, and it was laying there ready to buy. So what do? I got to buy the sign, but that's because sometimes I'm not real smart either. But I like signs. It's a great sign, and I was excited about it. So anyway, that's what we've got for you tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Some cool stuff. Thanks for all your feedback. Appreciate all your support. Even the questions we have. I love the interaction we've got. I love all your guys' participation. That's what makes this thing work. That's what makes Toy Tuesday great. That's what makes Sunday Night Chat great. Thanks, Mick. Glad to see. We'll definitely see you Sunday as well. Be sure to jump in on the promo raffle. The details for mailing payment or the PayPal info are both in the text for the live chat from last Sunday night. If anybody wants to hit that up, you can check that and be sure to jump in on the promo pack for this weekend. LNC, if you don't pay me, the one behind you will. That's, yeah. And that's what, and as we all know, anybody that's in this hobby, that's what happens in the sign game, especially because the sign game is crazy, and that's what it amounts to. So you either pay up if it's cool, just like that thing is cool. If you don't pay up and buy it, he was throwing it in his trailer to take it to Texas, and there is absolutely zero way that it would have came back. So, and I was getting ready to leave town that day a couple weeks ago. He was loading his trailer for Texas. Like I said, he knocked a few bucks off, not a lot, but he knocked a few bucks off. I think he knocked like 75 bucks off if I bought them both. So what do you do? Because it wouldn't either. Like I said, if there wasn't another chance, it would have been gone. And like I said, I'll show it to you one more time. We'll see what you think. I still think it was worth it because it's such a great piece. So anyway, we're going to get ready to sign off. I need to get to work. I got some things I got to get done yet tonight. As always, I super appreciate you guys stopping by. I super appreciate your participation. Really appreciate the super chats. That's awesome whenever you guys throw those up. Bill, going back from my show with 20 in his pocket one more time. So BW's Garage, just a drop in the bucket and say thank you. Yeah, it's a drop in the bucket, but the drops in the bucket start filling buckets up pretty quick, or that actually starts draining the bucket pretty quick. So Dan says it was worth it. He'd have done the same thing. Well, thanks. At least you guys all agree with me that it was cool, because I do dig it. So I need to get it up and get it over to the other shop, get it hung up, and start showing you guys some of that stuff as well. So as always, thanks for being here. I will have, what else we got coming up? I've got a video that I shot in the yard a couple weeks ago that I need to get posted. We're going to have that tomorrow night on a super cool little, speaking of AMCs, we're going to bring you an AMC tomorrow night. So we'll check out the AMC tomorrow night. I've got a bunch of videos like we talked about on Sunday that I shot at a buddy of mine's salvage yard when I was out on the road a few weeks ago. I get by his place a handful of times a year. He's not open anymore. He's retired. He kind of wanders around over at the yard if he feels like it that day, but for the most part, he's not open. Fortunately, I've got a good relationship with him, and he lets me in and to get some more cool parts. But he also is kind enough to let me shoot some video there, so I'm going to share some of that with you. But like as always, we've done a few there before. He says, just anybody has any questions, just call me, and I'll make a list of what you've got questions about and try to help you out next time I get through his area. So probably going to pump one of those out to you Friday night, start feeding some of those. Jess needs a Nash steering wheel and a steering column. So, yep, Jess is getting excited about her Nash. I'll try to post the picture up tonight with Jess hugging her Nash. Who wants to see Jess hugging the Nash? Bill says he'll see you Sunday. That's great. I hope you'll be back. I will do a post on both YouTube and Facebook of Jess hugging her Nash. 67 Polaris or Monaco's, nothing there at all right now, Classic Ride Society. So be sure to check that out. I'll get the picture up. Yeah, Brandon wants to see it. Yep. I've got a picture of Jess giving the butt of her Nash its first hug. So we'll get that up because obviously some of you want to see it. So everybody wants to see Jess giving her Nash butt a hug. So we're going to post that. I'll get a post on Facebook and YouTube of that as well. So she was excited about it. Really jazzed that she's got it home so she can start working on that. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you Sunday night. Jess says it was great. She's loving it. And like I said, stay tuned. We'll get the AMC video up tomorrow night. We probably pump something from my buddy's place. Dan says, great show, thanks. Just sell Jess another Nash. I don't have any more Nashes. That was the only one I had that she liked. So, or I would, so I could pay for my signs. But LNNC, pedal cars. We can absolutely do pedal cars. Shockingly, I also have pedal cars. In fact, there's a couple up there right now. We can see them. Where'd they go? There's two hanging right there. I got a bunch more in the other shop. I've got several original paint pedal cars. I've gotten really big on the original paint pedal cars here lately. So we've got 4 or 5 really nice original paint pedal cars next door. We can absolutely start doing some pedal car stuff. I've got a lot of those too, which I know shocks no one. Brandon says, Wagon Wednesday. Yeah, we need to start doing some more wagon stuff too. Plus, I've got to start picking cars up. I've got cars scattered everywhere. Obviously, the last 2 or 3 weeks, I haven't picked up hardly anything. BW's Garage, no, I do not have any 55 Chevy pedal cars at all. So, none of those. Got a 55 Chevy next door, but I don't have a 55 Chevy pedal car. So, we'll start incorporating some of those in as well. The next couple of Toy Tuesdays, I do know for a fact I've still got a lot of cool stuff to show you that is new. But we'll definitely put pedal cars on the list. I've got more promos from this big promo batch. Along with the promos and the big Mobil sign and the John Deere sign, I also bought a couple of really cool metal toys, 50s era, pretty good sized metal toys. We got to get those worked in. Plus the signs, the clock, the stuff I bought at the F&E Collector Auto Auction this weekend. So we got a lot of cool stuff to check out, a lot of things happening, a lot of stuff to work into these next couple of Toy Tuesdays. But we'll definitely put pedal cars on the list, start working some of those in. And like I said, as always, if you guys have suggestions, have ideas, have stuff you want to see, if you see something on the wall behind me and we want to take a better look at it, just tell me, we'll do it. Just the cafe sign's hanging up there, so it'll be a little tough. But if you see something, say, hey, or do you have something like this? Do you mess with these toys, these signs? Let's check it out. We'll sure try to work it in. So that's what we're here for. We're all here to learn. We're all here to check out cool stuff, and that's what's great about this group that we're building on here. So I super appreciate you guys being here. I super appreciate you taking the time out of your evening to hang out, not only with me, but with all the rest of our friends on here and the group that we're forming and building and the relationship and the camaraderie that we're putting together here. That's what makes it great. The super chats are awesome. I can't believe some of you guys throw super chats up for me. That's great too. And that's what's so great about what we're doing here. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to bail off. I've got work to do. I know a lot of you do. There again, we've gone really long tonight. I've still got a bunch of you on. I just can't believe you guys want to hang out and check this stuff out, but you do, so we'll check it out. That's what we're here for, to have a good time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Check out the AMC video coming up tomorrow night. We'll have some more stuff probably from my buddy's yard, and we will have definitely new inventory coming up next week. See you all live Sunday night, 7 o'clock Central Time for Sunday Night Live Chat. Get in on the promo pack giveaway for the raffle for this month, and we'll see you Sunday. Have a good night, everybody.